Good evening. We now know that it is an international advisory group that picked the winners because I am speaking English. In any event, this is a very special moment, and we are very, very pleased to really have the presentation of the first set of winners. Let me briefly describe what the process was and how we picked our two winners, just for a moment. The most important thing, in many ways, is to be able to demonstrate that what we are doing in science, in neuroscience, in genetics, in neuroimaging, can be translated and applied to dealing with patients and the need for new treatments. And both our winners this evening demonstrate a commitment to that. For the Researcher of the Year, the criteria that we were using was a level of motivation, and I would say probably also passion. What we call, I guess, in the United States, out-of-the-box thinking a little bit differently than most people. An innovation that is very apparent. Of course, scientific excellence, and clearly outstanding achievements over time. And that is clearly, I think, represented in our first winner. For the outstanding research project, what the advisory group and the panel was looking for was originality of the project that challenges, again, commonly thought assumptions and ideas. Clarity, and clearly the scope of a project that could be done in the time that we have allotted for this award. Naturally, none of us operate alone, and part of the evaluation was the appropriateness of the team that is working with our winner. And finally, relevance of the project to the missions of FondaMental, which you've already heard a bit about. Now, we had really, it was not an easy job, since we had a considerable number of very, very good applications. And frankly, I think the committee was saying, well, maybe we should give more awards each year. But I think at the end of the day, we were able really to select two wonderful people. And this international jury, which was really a committee composed of members of the International Advisory Group, which is a group of individuals from the United States and various European countries, felt very, very comfortable about the recommendations. And indeed, I would say the excitement, therefore, of these first set awards should, I hope, be obvious to all of you. And we are really very, very pleased to present the first set of Dassault prizes. And hopefully, they will establish a precedent for the importance of not simply the award, but what it stands for. And what it stands for is a commitment to excellence and a commitment to change, and changing the way we think about mental illness and what we can do to change what happens, unfortunately, to many of our patients and many of our family members. And so let me really move very, very quickly to giving you an opportunity to hear brief presentations from both our winners. And we will first have the research project of the year that Stefan, who's already been presented to you, And really what he will be talking about, and the reason that his project was picked, is that it proposed work that deals with genetic mutations and a family of genes and proteins that may help us understand the vulnerability of why individuals at a very young age develop bipolar disorder. And the project was particularly exciting to the international jury because it involved both working with patients, but also working then with potential animal models which could validate what we've been learning from patients, and then taking those validations back to doing future studies with patients in clinical populations. And so let me at this point present Stefan, who will give you at least a brief overview of his project.